Right, today I'm going to fit the sump on the bottom of this engine. I've cleaned it up as much as I can at the moment, but I will clean it a little bit more. But what I was going to say is I'm not going to use any instant gasket or any silicones or anything like that. There's a gasket here somewhere. Because, so this is the one I took off. I don't know if you can see it or not. So it's splodging there. There's loads of pieces like that gone actually inside the engine. Well, actually laying in the sump. So when you sort of put the gasket on, put the sump on and compress it, it all squodges out. And there's loads of bits like that laying in the bottom of the sump. And some of the bits have actually picked up on the pickup of the oil pump, which is sort of there. So I'm going to use an old-fashioned way, which I think is the best way. I'm going to use some Beardy. It is a little bit messy, but I believe it's good. You have to put it on both surfaces, let it dry for a little while. You've got plenty of time to get the sump on, tighten it all up. It works well on steel to steel, steel to copper, and works well to the gasket. So this is what I'm going to do. But first of all, I'm just going to put a bit of alcohol, not in me, which would be nice actually, wouldn't it? I'm just going to clean the surfaces a little bit more. Then I'm going to get the Beardy out and get it ready. Now the gasket's actually in two parts, or 4 parts actually. They're only sort of paper. Nothing special about them. One goes one side and one goes the other, so I'll work out which side goes round which way. I think that, see that one that way, and this one comes over this side. Then we've got 2 cork seals at either end of the sump, and I'll put them. So well, we do that first. So I'll get the, like I say, we've got plenty of time with this sealant. It takes a long time to go off, but what you don't want to do is get it on your hands. It's one little dab on your hands, it goes absolutely everywhere. So I'll move you about so you can actually see. So I will finish cleaning it off a little bit first, then we'll get the Beardy out, stick the gaskets on, get the sump over, put the cork gasket in that on the end seals there, and I will put some Beardy over the corners in here, and we'll go from there. I will give another scrape off. So what you do when you scrape it away from the engine, so nothing goes in. I know it is clear, but it's always best to check it, make sure there's not another debris anywhere. It's all nice and clean. There's a little bit there actually, and over here it's fine. I'll just do this side. I know you can't see it, but I'll just do this side. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I know it's clean. I've done it a couple of times. And what I'm going to use now is some alcohol, just rubbing alcohol. I'm just going to give it a little dab over just to clean it. Just use a bit of paper. I know it's a lot of mess about, and you think I'm sort of taking my time doing it, but there's nothing worse than putting the sump on and it leaks. So there's a little bit of grease on it. Get that right in there, right in that corner. Yeah, worth doing. I've got a brush somewhere. I don't know what I've done with that brush. Behind me. No, gone. So we'll put a little bit on top of here again. When you're happy with it's clean, let that evaporate and get the Beardy out. I've actually put the, I don't know if I told you or not, but the oil strainer back on. I've cleaned it all out. But there was a load of bits and pieces of silicone or instant gasket in there. So it's up to you what you do with your engine, but personally I wouldn't use that stuff. Let's just use Beardy. I had a Land Rover quite a while ago, and it always used to leak. Well, I think the leak's actually built in part of the Land Rover. But having said that, a bit of rag. Having said that, I actually used Beardy on all the gearbox for that, and it actually got rid of every single leak. So it's worth doing. I don't think a lot of people have actually heard of this Beardy. But I used to work in many years ago. No dirt coming out of that. Many years ago, I used to work in the naval base down in Chatham, and one of the things that they used was Beardy. And when you work for the MOD, normally they use the best of everything. and held out with their approval. It's funny because this hasn't come out of the MOD, because when you work in the MOD, I don't know if you know or not, but everything's got a stamp on it, even the toilet rolls. It's got like I used to call it a crow's foot. So if you get a spanner or anything like that, even the toilet rolls, they was actually marked on every sheet. It had a crow's foot. Right, it's hard to believe, but it's true. Well, I'll put the held out on there. Unfortunately, you have to put it on both sides. So which way around we got it? So I'm going to put it on that side. Put that there. Definitely that side, isn't it? On that side. Right, so I'll put that on there first. Don't have to put massive amount, but take it off a tiny bit. Well, I want to get a bit of rag because I don't want to get on my hands at the moment. What I'll do, I'll get this side on and I'll quickly do the other side off camera. That's going to fall in it. Stay still. Yeah, got some on my hands, no wood. Still, oh look, even more. I'm going to push that corner a bit right in. Oh. That's really everywhere. Alright, let's get this off my hands. What I'll do the other side, exactly the same as this, but then I'll do the sump. So it's sealing already, isn't it? Alright, we're back in a minute. Well, I didn't bore you with me putting the held dot on. I'll put both gaskets on both sides now. I've got held dot on both sides. This piece round there, I'll get the camera on it, I'll put held dot. And round there, it's got held dot on it as well. So I didn't go right up to the edge because you don't need to. The sump itself, I've done exactly the same. It's got held dot on it all the way around. I've put the cork gaskets in, or the cork seals, and I've left them proud a little bit. I don't know if you can see a little bit. So I left them proud. I need a bit more held dot on there. So the idea is that I'll put it a little squash down and squash out and make a nice seal. So I'm just going to put a little bit more held dot on there. There's a little bit more there. And then we put it on. You can see well welded it inside then, ain't it? That's good, isn't it? Or does it? Right. Let's get a bit more held dot. I don't know if I actually showed you the held dot, did I? That's all it is. Held dot. Right, let's put some held dot on there and I'll set you up and I'll put the sump on. Well, I forgot to mention these two bolts at the bottom, I've actually backed them off so the sumps go straight on there now. So I'll just make sure all the holes are in line, which are not. So I'll get some poke in there, like a Sharpie. Yeah, all in line. These Sharpies around, isn't they? Especially when they run out and use my little pokey things. Well, let's get the sump. Go straight on. That's good. Let's catch up on it. Well, I need to sort the bolts out. Should have done them first. What I might have to do is quickly pause you. I'll go and get some spanner. That'll tighten up nicely, that one. Well, I didn't actually clean all the bolts up, so I'll do them as I go, I think. So what we've got a bolt washer and a little spreader. So let's put them in. If you're ever putting anything like this on, it's always best to get all the bolts in first. Don't start tightening anything up. Well, I've got all the bolts in. I'm just going to give them a little nip up. I'll start from the middle. Not going to talk or anything silly like that. Do the opposite one down there. That's all done. Next thing to do, I'll leave it like that, let it go off. I don't know if you can see it, but all the gasket's sticking out there. I'll let the held lights will go off and dry. Then I'll run a standing knife around there, trim it all up nicely. Next thing I've got to do is the drain plug, the copper washer. I don't think I've got another one, so what I might have to do is anneal it to make it go soft. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. That's it, so I'll just get the sump plug out and we'll go and anneal the copper washer. Well, I've got the copper washer. The one that was actually on the nut was actually, I couldn't get it off, but I found another copper washer, which is this one here. Let me see it or not. Yeah. Now, this has been in my toolbox for years, so it's probably gone a bit hard. So what we're going to do, we're going to make it softer. So the process is actually called annealing. So what you do, you heat it up to like a cherry red. You know, actually hold it on a piece of wire like that. Once it gets a cherry red, you can either do one or two things. You can either let it cool down by itself, or you can quench it. Well, I'm actually going to quench it because I need to use it straight away. So let's see if we can get this right. Well, I don't know if you can see it or not, but the hottest part of the flame, see where that little V is, a little point? That's the hottest part of the flame. So I'll put the washer on. I'll do this. So we get that up to cherry red. I'll turn it around that way. Let's get it hot here. It shouldn't take too long. It's just copper. Won't take long. There is a cycle, like heat treatment of the colours. I can't remember what they are exactly. It starts off with like a light straw. You've probably seen it more on a piece of steel rather than a piece of copper. See it's going there. Or maybe you can't. It's gone through light straw, dark straw, going to very dark cherry. So it's going in there. You see that's cherry? Looks like a cherry. That's it, it's gone. What do we do now? Quench it. That's it. You can see it's had heat treatment on it there, can't you? So all I'm doing now is I can put that on the drain plug, and that's it. So the sump's on, it's all done. Right result. That's it. I messed up the plug itself. I think it's magnetic, look. It's a bit furry. So I'll just go and whack that in the sump. That'll be job's a good one. Well, thanks so much for watching. Well, that's the sump all on. Really sort of pleased with that. That's really good. I was going to touch this paint up. I can't find out what paint I used. So I was hoping I could find a sort of can of it somewhere, but I couldn't. Anyway, I need to trim this up just a little bit more. Get a Stanley knife on it. I know it looks all right, but I just want to get rid of it. Just cut the gasket a little bit more in there. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. And the other side, well, exactly the same, isn't it? The other side. That's it. Like I say, needs a trim up down there. The other thing I have done, as you can see me do, I took the oil filter off. It's actually in the bucket down the bottom there. I'm just going to replace that. And the actual cartridge bit, I'll give that a coat of paint. Well, thanks so much for watching. If you like my videos, please subscribe and give me a like. It'd be absolutely fantastic. And even better, if you do like them, give me a comment. Let me know whether I'm doing good or bad or indifferent or what you'd like to see. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. See you again shortly. Bye now.